This is lesson 4.4 in our Go Math practice book. We're on page 185 and we are going to learn about modeling regrouping for addition. The essential question is, when do you regroup in addition? The word problem at the bottom tells us that Brandon has 24 action figures. So I've already made 2 10s and 4 1s. If you do not have 10s and 1 sticks at home, then you can draw the 24 on your paper. His friend Mario has 8 action figures. So I have gone ahead and I have put 8 1s in here. How many action figures do they have? So we have 4 1s up here and we have 8 1s down here. Can we make a 10? Do we have enough to make a 10? Yes, we do. This one has more in it, so this is the one that I'm going to make into a 10, and I can see that I have 2 empty boxes here. I need 2 more to be able to make a 10. So I can bring those down here. Now I have a 10 here, and I would circle that and put it over here on the 10 side. I need another 10. And then I have 2 1s left over. So if I count what I have now, I have 1 10s, 2 10s, 3 10s, and 2 1s left over. The answer is 32. The Math Talk says describe how you made a 10 in your model. Well, I started with 4 1s up here, and I could see that I needed 2 more to make that into a 10. So I moved them over here to make a 10. I regrouped. And then I have a 10, which I move to the 10s place. I'm going to clean this off, and then we're going to turn our paper over and go to the top of page 186 where it says Model and Draw. Add 37 and 25. Look at the 1s. Can you make a 10? You have 7 1s and you have 5 1s. Can you make a 10? Yes, you can. I'm going to circle that yes. And we can see up here in the 7 1s that we need 3 more. So they've circled 3, and they're going to move them up there to make that into a 10. If you can make a 10, you regroup. Once you make a 10, you need to circle it and move it over there to that 10s place. You don't have it here anymore. We're going to move it to the 10s place because it's a 10. So trade 10 1s for 1 10 to regroup. And step 3, write how many 10s and 1s and write the sum. So if we look at this, because we moved a 1 10 over here, we had 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have 6 10s, and we have 2 1s left over. And 6 10s and 2 1s is 62. On the bottom it says, draw to show the regrouping. Write how many 10s and 1s in the sum, and write the sum. So we have 7 1s and we have 5 1s. If we add those together, can we make a 10? Yes, we can. And I'm going to make the 7 into a 10 because it's larger, and I can see that I need 3. So I'm going to circle 3 of these, put an arrow here. I like to just squiggle this out so that boys and girls remember that they don't have those anymore. And I'm going to put them up here. So now I've made a 10. My 10 has to go to the 10s place. So I made an arrow here when I moved those 3 up to make a 10, and then I made an arrow here when I moved that over to the 10s place, and I'm going to cross that out. So now I had 4 10s, 5 10s, and 1 more makes 6 10s. And I have 2 1s left over. So 62. Add 48 and 8. So I have 8 1s here and I have 8 1s here. So I can definitely regroup and make a 10. And I look up here and I see that I need 2. So I'm going to circle those 2. Draw an arrow. I'm going to put them up there. I've used those. And now I've made a 10. I've regrouped. I'm going to put it over in the tens place. So I had 4 tens and one more makes 5. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones left over. So the answer is 56. Number 3 says add 26 and 38. So I have 6 ones and I have 8 ones. Can I make a 10? Yes, I do have enough. And I'm going to make the 8 into a 10 because it's larger. So I need 2. I'm going to take those and put them down here to make a 10. So I've used those up. And now that I have a 10, I have to put that in the tens place, right there. And I've used that. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes 6. And I have 4 ones that are left. And 6 tens and 4 ones is 64. We're going to go to the next page, and we're on page 187. At the top it says on your own. So this is exactly what we just did on the other page. You're looking to see if you can regroup. Can you take your ones, this one has 9 ones and 6 ones, and can you make a 10? So it doesn't matter which way you do it. I like to make the larger number into the 10 if I can do it. You need to draw your arrow, and then when you make a 10, you need to draw an arrow and put your 10 in the tens place. And then count up how many tens and ones you have and write your answer. Down at the bottom, we have a hot problem. It says to draw a quick picture for the missing addend. So this is what we started with. Let's count and see what we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 tens and we have 6 ones. Okay. And the answer that we're going to end up with is 8 tens and 0 ones. So if we're going to have 0 ones, that means that we had to make a 10. So how many do we need to make that into a 10? We need 4, don't we? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we put those with this, that's going to make a 10. Okay. So now we're going to put 10 over here, and we're trying to get to 80. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens. We're at 60. So how many more tens do we need? We need to have 2 more tens because we needed to add 24 to that 56 to get to 80. Turn your paper over. We're on page 188. And it says choose a way to solve, write or draw to explain. Number 11, Kara has 25 toy animals and 12 books. George has 8 more toy animals than Kara has. How many toy animals does George have? Well, I think there's something here that we don't need to know. They've given us some information that we do not need to know. Do you know what it is? Kara has 25 toy animals and 12 books. George has 8 more toy animals than Kara has. How many toy animals does George have? We do not need to know that Kara also has 12 books because that doesn't have anything to do with this problem. So I'm just going to cross that out. We don't need to know that. So Kara has 25 toy animals. George has 8 more toy animals than Kara has. So how many toy animals does George have? George does not have 8. George has 8 more than Kara. So we need to use Kara's number, which is 25. Let's do the 25. And George has 8 more than that. So to find out his number, we have to add 8 to that. Now, we learned a few lessons ago how to break apart the ones number, so that we could go to the next 10 and then add what was left over. So if you break apart this 8, how much do you need to make that 5 into the next 10? You're going to need 5, and what's going to be left over? You're going to have a 3 left over. So now you need to add your 25 and 5, and then add in the 3 that's left over to see what the answer is. Tim has 36 stickers. Margot has 44 stickers. How many more stickers would they need to have 100 stickers all together? This is a hot problem, and there are 2 steps to this. So we have to do something first before we can figure out the answer that they're looking for. Tim has 36 stickers, Margot has 44 stickers. So what do we need to do with that? We need to add that to see how much they have. So let's do our 36 and 44. And let's do the expanded form of that. So 36 is 30 plus 6, and 44 is 40 plus 4. And now we need to know what that is. So let's add our 10s. 30 plus 40 is 70, and 6 plus 4 is 10. So we have to put that 10 with those 10s. So 70 plus 10 is 80. Right? That is not the end of the problem. We're not done. So we know that they have 80 stickers, but the question is, how many more stickers would they need to have 100 stickers all together? What do you add to 80 to get to 100? That's what the answer should be right there. And number 13, Mrs. Sanders has 2 fish tanks. There are 14 fish in the small tank, and there are 27 fish in the large tank. How many fish are in the 2 tanks? So they're asking us to find a total here. And again, we can do this problem the way we did this one. We can do our expanded form. So 14, 27. So we want to break that apart. And we want to break apart the 27. And then you need to add to get your 10s and your 1s, and what's your final answer? You need to find that in the answers over here and fill in the dot. And when you are done with that, then you have finished your assignment.